The Raiders traded a third round pick for quarterback Geno Smith, and some fans are excited about it, and some fans think he's a mid level quarterback. I'm here to tell you that you should be excited for Geno Smith because I think his best football is still ahead of him, even though he's going to be 34 years old. Former Raiders quarterback and MVP Rich Gannon was 34 years old in his first season with the Raiders. I'm not saying Smith is going to reach that level. I'm not saying he's going to reach a Super Bowl, but there's a lot of good things he does on film. He's still very mobile. He can get away from pressure. Not that's his game, but he had to do that a little too much with Seattle, and we'll get into it and we'll talk about the things Geno Smith does very well in this video. The first thing that jumps out watching Smith is his accuracy and ball placement. Last season, he tied with Joe Burrow for the lowest inaccuracy rate in the league at 6.7. On his play against the Lions, he has a double in concept. The first in is taken away, so he resets his feet, and he knows he has to throw this ball with anticipation to beat that underneath defender and beat the pass rush. He does it. He throws it on the dot with the pass rush barreling down on him. You can see it from the end zone angle, how he has to throw this ball early, and he does, puts it on the spot, protects his receiver, and that's routine for Smith. On his play against the Niners, it's 3rd and 8. I think he sees the defense bring pressure, so he knows that they're going to be in man coverage, so he audibles. He gets into an empty formation, so he could spread the defense out a little bit and get the matchup he wants. And that's Tyler Lockett in the slot against Trey Brown running a slot fade. This is a timing pass. So if he's correct and it's man coverage, then he should be able to hit the last step of his drop and let go of the ball, which is exactly what he does. Throws the ball in a perfect spot with nice trajectory, and that ball gets completed for a first down. Next play we're going to look at is a great example of Geno's arm strength and accuracy. The play is going to be against the Falcons, 10 seconds left before halftime. So usually teams aren't going to run plays like this unless it's kind of a Hail Mary. But the Seahawks are going to run a deep post right in the middle of the defense because the Falcons are going to play a prevent defense where they're spreading out towards the sidelines to prevent receivers from getting out of bounds. The Seahawks know this, so they're going to run a deep post, but this is still a very difficult throw because the ball has to travel so far that allows safeties to converge on this type of throw. Not every quarterback in the league could make this. I would say maybe 10 quarterbacks in the league could make this throw on a line right on the money. You can see, even though it's a pretty far distance, the safeties are able to close on it. This ball had to be perfect, and it was. Let's look at it from the end zone angle. The Falcons only have 3 on the line of scrimmage. They're only rushing 3. Technically, the Seahawks have 7 in protection with the 5 offensive linemen and the 2 chippers. And still, the Falcons are able to get pressure and force Geno to have to step up to make this throw. It kind of shows you the quality of pass protection Geno had to deal with. And again, it's right on the money. Next play, 4th and 9 against the Niners. They need a score to come back in this game. You can see Smith making a call at the line of scrimmage. You're going to have a swirl route by Tyler Lockett on the outside. And I want you to see the timing, accuracy of this play. You're going to get pressure by Nick Bosa, even though he's getting double teamed. So he's going to be hanging off of Geno when he makes this throw. But again, just look when he releases the ball and this location. Just absolutely perfect. And Geno did struggle with red zone interceptions this year, but a lot of it came down to pressure. The Seahawks or Geno Smith faced the most quick pressures under 2.5 seconds than any other starting quarterback in the last 3 seasons. And you're going to see a good example of it here. Again, this play is against the Niners. They are going to slide the protection to the left, which means the right side, right guard, and right tackle have one-on-ones to that side. But look how quickly they get beat. Right off the snap, you can see there's a spin move. Bosa has an inside move. Tyler Lockett's open against man coverage, and Smith tries to make that throw, but he's getting pummeled as he's making that throw, causes the ball to get overthrown and intercepted. And on 7 of Smith's 15 interceptions, he's getting hit. So the Raiders have to do a better job of protecting him if they want to get the best out of Smith. Most people don't think of Geno Smith as a mobile quarterback, but he did an exceptional job of dealing with pressure, getting away from pass rushers, and buying himself time. Again, had to do that a little too much with the Seahawks, but it's something that he definitely excels at. Here, he's going to be an empty. He's going to make a call at the line of scrimmage. So you're going to have 5 on the line of scrimmage. He's going to drop back. The Cardinals are going to beat the line on a simple stunt. Nobody's open at this moment. It's a free rusher, sidesteps away from him, gets away from a shoestring tackle, gets outside the pocket, and throws an absolute strike on the money. Let's look at it from the end zone angle. It looks like the line is sliding towards the right here, but the center gets distracted by the defensive tackle going towards the left. It's a simple stunt, but the center should be able to see that faster, but he doesn't. Smith has to deal with the free rusher. He gets away from him. And again, look at that location. Absolutely perfect. You cannot do it better than that. Criticism of Smith is he just doesn't perform in late game situations. But I would argue, again, this is more of a team function. This play is from 23 against the Cowboys. It's 4th and 2, down one possession. They need to have this play. And the Seahawks are going to try to run a tricky play where they fake like they're going to full slide to one side and have the running back block Parsons, but in reality, he's going to leak out. But the running back runs into DeMarcus Lawrence. Parsons gets right into Smith's face, and the play just blows up on him, and he doesn't have a chance. Next play, 3rd and 14, down 6 points to the Niners late in the game. And just look at how quickly he gets pressured and how many pass rushers he had to deal with. Yeah, he should have hung on to the ball, but it's just a hard life to live as a quarterback when you constantly have to deal with all this pressure. And we've seen what pressure can do to quarterbacks. We've seen Tom Brady have bad seasons when his offensive line struggled. We saw what happened to Patrick Mahomes in the Super Bowl, two Super Bowls, when he had to deal with a lot of pressure. So knowing how pressure affects quarterbacks, I think we could see an even better Geno Smith if the Raiders are serious about shoring up their offensive line. And I know there's some young pieces on the offensive line like DJ Glaze, Jackson Powers Johnson, and they should get better. But I don't think the Raiders should just be satisfied with the offensive line they have. I think they should try to add some talent. The offensive line talent in free agency has dried up. So I think you look to the draft. You either use your first pick, and I think you get a really good offensive lineman with a sixth pick, or use your second round pick to get an offensive lineman. But don't be satisfied with your offensive line. Weaponize it, protect Smith, give him a run game, and I think maybe we'll see a type of Rich Gannon type of resurgence from Geno Smith. Again, maybe not MVP, maybe not, um, maybe he won't make a Super Bowl, but I really think that he could put up some huge numbers in this offense if you get him protection and a run game.